Hello. Hello and welcome. Thank you for coming. I am your host for the next half an hour or so. My name is Marlene, and we are currently reading and discussing, of course, the book by Rhonda Byrne, The Secret, The Power. You see, The Secret, The Power. This is a beautiful book by Rhonda Byrne. One of many. She's got more than one book, and they are all absolutely amazing. This one so far is my favorite. The other one that's my favorite is The Secret. The first one that came out. What a beautiful, beautiful book. So we are currently busy with the next chapter in the book that is called, Feeling Frequencies. So this is the chapter that comes after the power of feelings. That is just in the previous video. So if you would like to see, please check out the ones before. I take chapter by chapter from the book, The Secret, The Power by Rhonda Byrne. So it's good to have you. Welcome. And without further ado, let's continue with the chapter on feeling frequencies. Alright, if you can feel it, you can receive it. Everything in the universe is magnetic, and everything has a magnetic frequency. Your feelings and thoughts have magnetic frequencies too. Good feelings mean you're on a positive frequency of love. Bad feelings mean you're on a negative frequency. Whatever you feel, whether good or bad, determines your frequency. And like a magnet, you attract the people, events, and circumstances that are on the same frequency. My apologies. It's probably the frog I swallowed this morning. If you are feeling enthusiastic, your frequency of enthusiasm will attract enthusiastic people, situations, and events. If you are feeling fearful, your frequency of fear will attract fearful people, situations, and events to you. You are never left in any doubt about the frequency you're on, because your frequency is always exactly whatever you are feeling. You can change your frequency at any time by changing how you feel, and everything around you will change because you're on a new frequency. You can take any situation in your life, and every possible outcome of that situation can happen. Any outcome can happen because you can have any feeling about the situation. A relationship can be on a happy, joyful, exciting, satisfying, and every good feeling frequency. A relationship can also be on a boring, frustrating, worrisome, resentful, depressing, and even every bad feeling frequency. Any outcome of that relationship can happen, and the way you feel determines exactly what will happen in that relationship. Whatever feelings you are giving about the relationship is exactly what you will receive back in the relationship. If you're feeling joyful about the relationship most of the time, you're giving love, and you must receive love and joy back through that relationship because it's the frequency you're on. A change of feeling is a change of destiny. It was quoted by Neville Goddard, 1905 to 1972. He was a New Thought author. Look at the list of feeling frequencies and you'll see that no matter what the subject in your life, there are many different feeling frequencies. And you determine the outcome of each subject through how you feel about it. You can feel excited, happy, joyful, hopeful, worried, fearful or depressed about money. You can feel ecstatic, passionate, blissful, discouraged or anxious about your health. Let me show you. That's the page on the feelings. Let me just see. There we go. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. Now you see there's clearly a line. There's the good feelings on top, and then there's a line. And then you get the bad feelings with all the small spirals. It's the ones that it just doesn't do anything. Right, okay. There are all different feeling frequencies, and whatever feeling frequency you're on is what you will receive. You may want to travel, but if you feel disappointment that you don't have the money to travel, then on the subject of travel, you are feeling disappointed. Feeling disappointment means you're on the disappointment frequency, and you will continue to receive disappointing circumstances in which you cannot travel until you change the way you feel. The force of love will move every circumstance for you to travel, but you have to be on one of the good feeling frequencies to receive it. When you change the way you feel about a situation, you are giving a different feeling. You're on a different feeling frequency. And the situation must change to mirror your new frequency. If something negative has happened in your life, you can change it. It is never too late because you can always change the way you feel. To receive what you would love, to change anything into what you would love, no matter what the subject, all it takes is changing the way you feel. As easy as that. If you want to find the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Quote by Nikola Tesla, 1856 to 1943. He was the inventor of the radio and alternating current language. Take your feelings off automatic pilot. Many people don't know about the power of good feelings, and so their feelings are reactions or responses to what happens to them. They have put their feelings on automatic pilot instead of deliberately taking charge of them. When something good happens, they feel good. When something bad happens, they feel bad. They don't realize, they don't realize that their feelings are the cause of what is happening to them. As they react with negative feelings to something that has happened, they give out more negative feelings and they receive back more negative circumstances. They become trapped in a cycle by their own feelings. Their life goes around and around in circles, not getting anywhere, like a hamster on a wheel, because they don't realize that to change their life, they must change their feeling frequency. Quote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Close quote. End of quote. This was This was said by Epictetus 55 to 135. He was a Greek philosopher, but that's a long time ago. 55 to 135. Many years ago. Still, it was wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let's continue. If you don't have enough money, naturally, you don't feel good about money. But the money in your life will never change while you don't feel good about it. If you give out negative feelings about money, you're on a negative frequency about money. And you will receive back negative circumstances such as big bills or things breaking down. I had that before. I'm just kicking myself. Which are all circumstances that drain you of money. When you react out with negative feelings to a big bill, you give out more negative feelings about money, which bring even more negative circumstances to you that drain you of more money. Every single second is an opportunity to change your life, because in any moment you can change the way you feel. It doesn't matter what you have felt before. It doesn't matter what mistakes you think you may have made. When you change the way you feel, you are on a different frequency, and the law of attraction responds instantaneously. When you change the way you feel, the past is gone. When you change the way you feel, your life changes. Quote, "Do not waste one moment in regret, for to think feelingly of the mistakes of the past is to reinfect yourself." End of quote. Was said by Neville Goddard, 1905 to 1972. He was a New Thought author. No excuses for the force of love. If your love is not filled with everything you love, it doesn't mean you're not a good and loving person. The life purpose of each of us is to overcome negativity by choosing love. The problem is that most people love and then stop loving hundreds of times a day. They don't give love long enough for the force of love to move all the good things into their life. Think about it. One moment you give love through a warm hug with a loved one, and then you stop giving love within minutes when you get annoyed because you can't find your keys, or you're delayed in traffic, or you can't find a parking space. You give love when you laugh with a work colleague, and then stop when you get disappointed because the local lunch place has run out of something you want. You give love as you look forward to the weekend, and then you stop when you receive your bills. And so it continues all through the day. You give love and you stop giving love. You give love and you stop giving love. You give love and you stop giving love. From one moment to the next. You are either giving love and harnessing the force of love, or you're not. You can't harness the force of love with an excuse about why you didn't love. Excuses and justifying why you don't love just add more negativity to your life. When you give an excuse as to why you didn't love, you're feeling the same negativity again. And so you're giving out more of it. Quote, "Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one getting burned." End of quote. By Buddha. 1563 to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. Is it? Yeah, Buddha. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one getting burned. It's absolutely amazing. That's said so good. If you get annoyed because there was a mix-up in an appointment and you blame the other person for the mix-up, you are using blame as an excuse not to give love. But the law of attraction only receives what you are giving. So if you're giving blame, you must receive circumstances of blame back in your life. It won't necessarily come back to you from the person you are blaming, but most assuredly, you will receive a circumstance of blame. There are no excuses for the force of love. You get what you give, period. Every little thing is included. Blame, criticism, finding fault and complaining are all forms of negativity. All of them bring so much strife. And every little complaint and every moment you criticize anything, you are giving negativity. Complaints about the weather, traffic, the government, your partner, children, parents, long lines, the economy, food, your body, your work, customers, businesses, prizes, noise, or services seem like small harmless things, but they bring back with them a whole lot of negativity. Throw out of your vocabulary words like terrible, horrible, disgusting, awful, because when you say these words, they come with strong feelings. When you say them, they must return to you, which means you are putting those labels on your life. Do you think it would be good to use more words like fantastic, amazing, fabulous, brilliant, and wonderful? You can have whatever you love and want, but you have to harmonize with love, and that means there are no excuses for not giving love. Excuses and justifications prevent you from receiving everything you want. They prevent you from having an amazing life. Quote, all that we send into the lives of others come back into our own. End of quote. By Edwin Markham. Edwin Markham, yes. 1852 until 1940. He was a poet. You don't make a connection when you complain to a store person and then a few hours later you receive a call from your neighbor complaining that your dog is barking. You don't make a connection when you meet a friend for lunch and talk negatively about a mutual friend and you arrive back at work to discover big problems have developed with your major client. You don't make a connection when your dinner conversation is about something negative in the news and that night you can't sleep because of an upset stomach. You don't make a connection when you stop to help someone who has dropped something in the street and 10 minutes later you get a parking space right outside the supermarket door. You don't make a connection when you happily help your child with their homework and the next day you receive news that your tax refund will be bigger than you thought. You don't make a connection when you do a favor for a friend and that same week your boss gives you 2 complimentary tickets to a sports game. In every circumstance and moment of your life, you are receiving what you have given, whether you make a connection or not. Quote, Nothing comes from without. All things come from within. End of quote by Neville Goddard, 1905 to 1972. He was a New Thought author. The tipping point. If you give more than 50% positive thoughts and feelings instead of negative, you have reached a tipping point. Even if you give 51% good thoughts and good feelings, and you have tipped the scale of your life. And here's the reason why. When you give love, it not only comes back to you as positive circumstances that you love, but as it comes back, it adds even more love and positivity to your life. The new positivity then attracts more positive things, adding even more love and positivity to your life. And so it continues. Everything is magnetic, and when something good comes to you, it magnetically attracts more good things. You may have experienced this when you said you were having a lucky streak or you were on a roll. When one good thing after another happens, and the good things just keep happening, the only reason those times occurred was because you had given out more love than negativity, and as the love returned to you, it added more love to your life, which then attracted more, even more good things. You may have also experienced the reverse happening when something went wrong, and then other things started going wrong, one after the other. Those times happened because you gave more negativity than love, and as the negativity returned to you, it added more negativity to your life, which then attracted even more negative things. You may have called those times a run of bad luck, but they have nothing to do with luck at all. The law of attraction was working precisely in your life. And those times, good or bad, was simply a reflection of the percentage of love or negativity you were giving. The other reason the lucky streak or run of bad luck changed is that, at some point, you tipped the scales the other way with your feelings. It is thus that you may lead a charmed life and be forever protected from all harm. It is thus you may become a positive force whereby conditions of opulence and harmony may be attracted to you. End of quote by Charles Hannell, 1866 to 1949. He was a New Thought author. To change your life, all you have to do is tip the scales by giving 51% love through your good thoughts and good feelings. Once you reach the tipping point of giving more love than negativity, the love that comes back to you then multiplies itself by attracting more love through the law of attraction. Suddenly you experience an acceleration and multiplication of good things, instead of more negative things coming back to you and multiplying. You now have more good things coming back to you and helping multiply and being multiplied in every area of your life. And this is the way your life is supposed to be. When you wake up each morning, you are standing at the tipping point of your day. One way tips you into a wonderful day filled with good feelings and good things, and the other way tips you into a day filled with problems. You are the one who determines what your day will be like by the way that you feel. Whatever you're feeling is what you're giving, and with certainty, that is exactly what you will receive back in your day, surrounding you everywhere you go. As you begin your day and you're feeling happy, while you keep feeling happy, your day will be great. But if you begin your day in a bad mood and you do nothing to change it, your day will not be that great at all. One day of good feelings not only changes your day, it changes your tomorrow and your life, provided you maintain your good feelings and you go to sleep feeling good. You begin the next day with a momentum of good feelings. As you continue to feel good, as much as you can, your good feelings continue to multiply by the law of attraction, and so it continues day after day, and your life gets better and better. Quote, live today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, just today. Inhabit your moment, don't rent them out to tomorrow. End of quote. Jerry Spinelli, B. 1941. He was a children's author. So many people don't live for today. They are completely consumed with the future, yet, as it is how we live today that creates our future. It is what you feel today that matters, because it is the only thing that determines your future. Every day is an opportunity for a new life, because every single day you stand at the tipping point of your life, and on any one day you can change your future through the way that you feel. When you tip the balance to good feelings, the force of love will change your life so fast that you will scarcely believe it. PowerPoints. Points of power from this chapter. Everything in the universe is magnetic, and everything has a magnetic frequency, including your thoughts and feelings. Whatever you feel, whether good or bad, determines your frequency, and you attract the people, events, and circumstances that are on the same frequency. Change your frequency at any time by changing how you feel, and everything around you will change because you're on a new frequency. If something negative has happened in your life, you can change it. It's never too late, because you can always change the way that you feel. Many people put their feelings on automatic pilot. Their feelings are reactions to what happens to them. However, they don't realize that it's their feelings that are the cause of what is happening to them. To change anything, whether it's the circumstances of money, health, relationships, or any subject whatsoever, you have to change the way you feel. Blame, criticism, finding fault, and complaining are all forms of negativity, and all of them bring back negative. Nothing but strife. Throw out of your vocabulary words like terrible, horrible, disgusting, and awful. Use more words like fantastic, amazing, fabulous, brilliant, and wonderful. Even if you just give 51% good thoughts and good feelings, you have tipped the scales of your life. Every day is an opportunity to change your life. Every day is an opportunity for a new life. Every day you stand at the tipping point of your life. And on any day, you can change the future through the way that you feel. That's the end of the chapter on the feeling frequencies. I don't have much to say, but I have to say one thing. I recognize so much in my own life about what's written in this chapter. About I think sometimes, most of the time, I like to think of myself as one of the most positive, lively, upbeat, happy people that walks this planet. But I do realize when I read this chapter, there are so many ways and many places that I can also improve on positivity, because it starts with a thought. And how many times do we just look at something, and the moment the thought runs through your head and you are doing any of these negative things, you're judging, or you just, what are they doing? What's wrong with this person? Why? And suddenly, by reading this chapter, I realized that I do it many, many, many times during the day. So the thing they talk about, or she talks about, Rhonda Byrne, is that you love and then you don't love, and then you love and then you don't love. So you're positive and then you're negative. It depends on the situation and the people and the person or whatever. And that's something that we should look out for. That's something that I should look out for. Is all of my thoughts during the whole day. Everything I see, what do I think? What's it first respond of, think? What is it that happens in there? Your first thought. The very first one, that's the one that we should look at. That's the one that we should change positively. So I would say, in my opinion, that I have to make a habit of changing things that I even don't share with the world. It's just happening in me. It's that quick thought, that quick idea, I think that's the one that I need to change. That's the one that I need to work on. Yeah. So, with that being said, and with this beautiful chapter done, I wish you a wonderful day. Love and happiness and health and success. May you be blessed. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for your like and your share. I do appreciate so much. I'll speak to you again very soon. Very, very soon. To do the next chapter, which will be, let's see, the power and creation. How do we use this power to create? So that's the one for tomorrow, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much. May you have a blessed day, and see all the beautiful that you can in the world. Look out for it. Notice it. There is an abundance of beauty. So, thank you.